October 8th, 2022. Halfcast 358, episode 358. Let's go. Of course, I have a few things to share with you guys. An evening of reflection. Shall we? Woman sentenced to 100 plus years for strangling ex with his favorite tie, poisoning his oatmeal. You mean to tell me someone used the person's job and good eating habits as a way to kill him? I quit today. Deep fry everything. There is no tomorrow. A woman has been sentenced to more than 100 years behind bars for strangling her ex to death with his favorite tie after poisoning his oatmeal amid a heated custody battle. Not his tie, not a tie, his favorite tie. That's cold-blooded. Heidi Marie Littlefield, 42, was sentenced Friday to a total of 115 years behind bars for the death of her ex-boyfriend, Francis Kelly, 46, who was found dead in his Indiana home in January of 2021, according to Law and Crime. You heard right, people. That wasn't even her husband. That was her ex-boyfriend. We can only imagine what she would have rolled out for a very unlucky spouse if they were legally married. I take no pleasure in this. Judge Michael A. Casati handed down the sentence, which equated to 60 years for murder, 35 years for conspiracy to commit murder, resulting in death, and 20 years for conspiracy to commit murder not resulting in death for other failed attempts to poison Kelly. The sentences will run concurrently. What do you mean multiple attempts? How many times does the roadrunner dodge that boulder before he realizes the coyote is trying to kill him? Concurrently means that her time for all the sentences are going to run parallel to each other. She won't have to finish one sentence before starting another one. Littlefield was found guilty in August after a week-long trial that saw damaging testimony from her adult daughter, Logan Runyon, who said she helped her mother carry out the brazen plan to poison Kelly. You got the children involved. Runyon tested all hands on deck. You can't quite get them. Runyon testified against her mother as part of a plea deal in which she received 26 years behind bars for a role in the death and another 6 years suspended, Oxygen.com previously reported. That is a woman who goes after extremes because you don't necessarily have to reconcile to meet some type of compromise. Compromise means nobody's happy. No, not her. Dead. Muerte. Authorities accused Littlefield of repeatedly trying to kill her ex-boyfriend between October 2020 and January 2021, according to the Indianapolis Star. How many times does someone have to cheat death before they start to realize there's a common denominator? Her. The couple shared a 2-year-old daughter at the time and were in the midst of a heated custody battle when Littlefield asked Runyon to purchase fentanyl, bringing out the big guns, from drug dealers in Ohio. So you put your daughter in harm's way to go purchase from a local drug dealer where she could have ended up either going to jail or getting robbed or anything like that. She directed her daughter to then sneak into Kelly's home and use the fentanyl to lace his oatmeal, which he typically prepared the night before and kept in the fridge along with his takeout miso soup. They poisoned his food on 3 separate occasions before his death. The only thing as unbelievable as this story is itself is the fact that someone keeps oatmeal in the refrigerator overnight. I say that because it's such an unusual habit. It's such an unusual routine that it stood out to them as a possible way to get poison into his system. After the 3rd attempt on January 15th, 2021, Kelly began to suspect that something wasn't right. I'm sorry. And texted Littlefield asking whether she had done anything to his oatmeal. You were in my fridge last night and it tasted funny after a couple bites, and now I'm feeling lightheaded, he wrote, according to an affidavit previously obtained by People, who The expletive puts oatmeal in a fridge, Littlefield responded at the time, which is a classic indication of how she really felt about seeing oatmeal in a refrigerator every day of that relationship. I don't know anything you do or want to. Your life and the stuff you say, do is beyond me. And that's when I would have knew she poisoned me, because that's way over the top. She sent him other messages in response, but the final two texts were never opened, according to the affidavit also obtained by Current and Carmel. Runyon later testified that she and her mother snuck into the home and found Kelly face down on the floor, struggling to breathe. Fentanyl slows your breathing down. Upon finding him there, Runyon told jurors that her mother asked her to break his neck, but she refused because she thought he was too heavy, according to the Indianapolis Star. I'm going to assume that he was somewhat conscious enough to hear them talking over him about how they're going to finish him off. Littlefield then took matters into her own hands, according to Runyon, going upstairs to collect one of Kelly's favorite ties, and that's cold, man, and using it to strangle him to death. As she pounded his face into the floor, he was found dead by police in the home 3 days later. Damn! Littlefield had also tried to enlist the help of Runyon's boyfriend, Robert Walker, and at one point gave him $2,500 to hire a hitman. PSA, please stop asking your daughter's boyfriends to help you carry out these crimes. He's only saying yes because he wants to be nice. However, Runyon said on the stand that the pair spent the money on drugs, hotels, and clothing instead, rightfully so. Walker, who pleaded guilty to conspiracy to commit murder in May, was given a 10-year sentence for his role. Oh, there's no winners. This was wrong all across the board. After his death, Littlefield became a suspect after relatives reported that she had openly disparaged Kelly and wanted him dead, telling them that she would be failing her daughter if the dude didn't end up dead, and saying he's better off dead. How's that for SEO, according to previous reporting from the Indianapolis Star? Next up, wanted fugitive gets caught after applying for job at New Jersey Sheriff's Office. When they said equal opportunity employer, I don't think that's what they meant. Law enforcement in New Jersey didn't have to look far to find a wanted fugitive because she applied for a job to join them. Looking to hide in plain sight, maybe? Zaima Johnson was wanted in Monroe County, Pennsylvania on fraud charges. There was also a warrant out for arrest in Jersey City on traffic charges. Fugitive warrants are national, so I don't know what she was thinking, how low she thought she was by just going one state over. Tracking her down was as easy as posting a job opening. What was she on? Indeed.com? With the warrant still out for her, Johnson applied for a job as a security guard with the sheriff's office in Hudson County, the same county where she faced traffic charges. Local, state, federal government jobs are going to flip and bounce your name through almost every database that they possibly can. And in the miracle event that your name does slip through the cracks, then you still have to get fingerprinted. Officers called her in for what she thought was an interview. That's when they said they took her into custody and found her in possession of 2 stolen credit cards. Next up, NYPD releases photos of women in green morph suits suspected in subway attack. Oh, lovely New York City, the only city where 4 women can get on the subway dressed in snot green from head to toe, and it's just another day on your way to work. Police on Friday identified 4 women who allegedly dressed in neon green morph suits and are wanted for attacking 2 teenagers on a subway train in New York City. Not at all living up to those set it off expectations that I was hoping to see. The 4 women were allegedly part of a gang of 9 suspects who were caught on video attacking 2 19-year-old victims who were waiting for a train in Times Square around 2 a.m. Sunday, the NYPD confirmed to UPI. The video was first posted to Reddit by a user under the name Roboy Jones. The women can be seen in the video throwing punches and shoving the teens to the ground as one spins around a subway pole to kick one of the teens in the chest. What's unbelievable about this is how believable it actually is, only because people get on the subway every day dressed in all sorts of costumes looking to perform. You think it's a flash mob looking to put on a show. Next thing you know, you're getting kicked in the chest. The NYPD identified the four suspects as Darian Perguero, 26, Ciante Alston, 26, Mariam Issouf, 26, and Emily Soto, 34, grown-ass women who are all residents of the Long Island City neighborhood of Queens. The other five suspects have not yet been identified. Each of the four suspects has an extensive criminal history, you don't say. Hence the need to hide your identity by wearing mucus-colored spandex, with Perguero leading with 9 prior arrests. Alston has been arrested 3 times, Soto has been arrested twice, and Issouf has been arrested 1 previous time. Police said the encounter began after an accidental bump on a subway platform. Shortly after, the Green Gang, a group of TikTok performers, had just finished filming a video in Times Square. A TikTok video released by UPI appears to show the group in Times Square before the attack. I mean, it's New York. It's always congested. You're going to get bumped. During the attack, the victims, who have not been named, were robbed of a cell phone and a purse that contained one of the victims' IDs. Police said, "My daughter is a tiny little girl, and so is her friend, and some of these women were 3 times their size." They were big women, the mom of one of the victims told the New York Daily News. "Thankfully, my daughter is here. It could have been so much worse. These people belong in cages." Damn. The mother told the New York Post that her daughter was celebrating her 19th birthday when the attack sent her to the hospital. "This is how she spent her 19th birthday," the mother said. "I hope they get what they deserve and then some, because it's disgusting." Fun show. Fun show. Fun show. That being said, I'm going to wrap this one up, but I'll be sure to talk to you guys very, very soon. Adios.